Anything that you can do in a browser, OpenClaw can do it too. Let me say it first. If you can do this in the web, search, read, compare, post, collect info, OpenClaw can do it for you, and it can work all day and all night. Today, I'll show you 4 ways to do a web work with OpenClaw. We will talk about first of all the built-in tool without browser, then a skills last 30 days that use APIs, still no browser, then third, a browser that OpenClaw runs by itself, which is safe and stable, and the fourth one is a Chrome extension relay that use your current browser. For each one, I'll explain how it works, what it's good for, what it cannot do, how to set it up, and most important, when you should use it. So let's get started. By the way, if you haven't set up OpenClaw on your computer and you don't know how to do this, just check my previous video. It's actually quite easy. First method, OpenClaw already has an internal tool called WebFetch. It is a toolchain for page download and clean text. It uses a simple HTTP request to grab the page. Then it takes HTML, it removes the noises like top menus, footers, and sidebars, so the output becomes clean markdown. This is a server-side grabbing, so it does not depend on your local browser. WebFetch is best for pages that are public and are the main content inside HTML. Examples, blog posts, announcement docs, public pricing pages. But what WebFetch cannot do is it is not a browser, so it cannot run JavaScript. So it cannot do things like log in, click buttons, scroll to log more, turn pages. Also, it cannot see content that needs logging. Pros are quite straightforward. It is fast, no browser to start. It is cheap, no heavy rendering. This is clean output with Markdown, so it's easy to read. It's good for 24/7 scanning. It can check size all the time, and it's quite safe. It does not even touch your personal browser. But the cons are quite obvious too. So no login, so no token pages. There's no clicking, no scrolling, no page turning allowed. Social media, which contains high-value information, is really locked behind the login, so it cannot do this at all. And anti-bot and regions block can often break it. WebFetch is very valuable in 2 big cases, in my opinion. The first case is to watch a website all day and all night long. If you have competitors or you study a product, you can watch the pricing changes, new blog posts, new policy updates, and you know it first. The second case is to track official info fast. For example, if you follow AI, you can fetch the latest info from OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, official docs and sites. You can know the changes right away. How to set it up? Actually, you don't need to set it up. It's already there. The OpenClaw needs to fetch a page, and there's no other method. It will often use WebFetch as the default one. Here, I tell my bot to use WebFetch to find trend info about OpenClaw. So I mentioned WebFetch tool as I have other powerful tools, but if you haven't installed other broader methods, you can just ask him to find info and he will use the web search and web fetch tool. Here you can see it goes to Hacker News, grab the pages, and give me the clean text. Now the biggest problem is clear. WebFetch cannot do social media well, so let's go to Method 2. Method 2 is still no browser, but it uses a scale called last 30 days. It can set a time range as small as yesterday up to last 30 days, and it pulls hot topics, pinpoints, trends from X, Reddit, and YouTube. This skill is mainly for info collection. The logic is quite simple. Wide first, then focus. Step 1 is search wide. Step 2, find high frequency keyword. Step 3, search again but deeper like one subreddit or one account. Step 4 is to make a final summary using frequency and engagement signals. But where does the data come from? Reddit is come from OpenAI web search. Xinfo is come from the XAI web search, and the YouTube info comes from YTDLP, which is an open source library. For the pros, it covers the 3 big platforms, so you can cross-check source. If X says one thing, Reddit can confirm it or reject it. It's lightweight, no browser, so it's stable. The cons, it needs API key, so it's not a free solution. Second, it only gets info. It cannot do broader actions like clicking, posting, like writing comment. One thing I want to mention is that you don't need to use the exact open source library. You can just define your own algorithm in terms of searching. For example, if you think X is most important, you can give X more weight. Then you can set these rules by talking a natural language with your OpenClaw bot. How to set up? The first way is by Cloud Hub. Think of Cloud Hub like a skill store. You just need one command and you can just install any skills you want. It is really fast and simple and official support. But downside is the version might not be the newest one you saw in GitHub. For example, here The moment I install last 30 days, in Claw Hub it has version 1.0, but the GitHub has already version 2.1. That's why sometimes you need to use the second method just to install directly from Git. There are more steps, more works, but you can get the newest version for sure. Also, during the setup, ask your OpenClaw for help because each person's setup is different, and OpenClaw can sometimes fix it while answering. After installation, you must add your API key. So just go to the point config last 30-day folder, find the env file, and put your OpenAI as well as your XAI API key inside. Now, money. One deep search is about $0.2 in total, including both XAI and OpenAI API cost. Roughly, it may scan Reddit from 5 to 30 threads, X from 20 to 60 posts, YouTube, it depends each time. It's around 30 YouTube videos each time. It can be different each time, but that's roughly the idea. Small tip is do not use it to search for very broad words like AI. Use the niche words. For example, OpenClaw setup, you probably will get better results from it. For example, here I ask found the hot post and pain points about OpenClaw in last 2 days. So it found out hot topics like, for example, here security, reliability, memory management, multi-agent use cases, and pain points people are mentioning. We can saw here that update reliability issues, and it also compare different platforms. On X, people complain more. On Reddit, more technical talk. On YouTube is mixed. So far, we used two methods with no browser. They are great for info, but they cannot fully replace what humans do inside a real browser. Now we go to the real power, two browser methods that can copy humans' actions. Method 3 is a browser managed by OpenClaw. It is a true 24/7 browser automation. How it works? On your Gateway machine, OpenClaw starts a Chrome browser instance. It chooses a separate user profile, so not your daily profile. So it has its own cookie, cache, extensions. You log in one time, and it can reuse it for a long time. Pros. First, very stable 24/7. As long as your gateway is on, it can run. It does not need your daily browser to stay open. Second, clear safety border. Because it is a separate profile, it will not mess up your daily browser setup. Third, more control. You can choose headed mode, you can see the browser window, or handless mode. It runs in the background. Now cons. First, weak reuse. Because it's a new profile, you do not have your daily extensions, certificate, password manager. You need to reset it all again if you need to. Second, some sites might treat it as like a new device, so you might get some extra checks or extra verification. And the use case is simple. Anything you can do in a browser, you can try to let it do it. You can just tell it when to run and what to do. Setup is only 3 steps. Step 1, edit OpenClaw.json. Just go to the official site, which I will attach in the comments of the video. Go to the official doc and find the things that we need to paste here. And there is a handless option. At first, set handless false, so you can just see the window because you need to log in manually for the first time. Then you can just choose to keep it like handless false, or you can turn it to the handless mode if you want it to work in the background. Step 2, restart the gateway. Step 3, run the command to launch Chrome. Then manually log into X, YouTube, Reddit, and other sites. After that, you can come back and give OpenClaw tests in plain English. For example, I give it a task every day at 9 a.m. make a report about all OpenClaw hot topics and news. It replies, task done, and now it will run every morning at 9 o'clock. Then I say, now generate one report for me, let's test now. And the hot topics are quite similar, you can see he found compared to Master 2. There are some securities, reliability issues, memory issues, multi-agent teamwork I was talking about, but the pinpoints can be different. It just found that people talk about the limits on X automation and also the maintenance can be complex, plus the securities. And it can just give a short summary for each platform too, telling you what people are discussed there. One important note here is this method can do way more than collect information. We use information collection only as an easy example to compare 4 methods, but truly, Any browser work can be automated if you set rules and boundaries. Now method 4. We stop using a separate browser profile. We reuse your current browser, your real login, your real work setup. To do this, we install a Chrome extension called OpenClaw Browser Relay. Relay means it's like a bridge, so the extension and the gateway does not talk to each other directly. They use a local relay as bridge. But you don't need to fully understand the principle of it. Just remember the pros and cons and when to use it. Biggest pro, it reuses 100% of your current Chrome profile, cookies, extensions, certificate, everything. So it's like OpenClaw becomes your clone inside your daily browser, and you can just see what it does right in front of your eyes. Also, your account already has trust on website, so it can work on that base. Now cons. The biggest issue is a security concern. Because it uses your real profile, if something goes wrong, it can affect your real accounts. Second problem is you need manual steps. Even after setup, every time you want to use it, you need to open the page and activate the extension. So second problem is it can only on the pages you already open. If the tab is not open, it cannot operate there. So overall, this is not a great for 24/7 long-running work, but it's super powerful if you want to use it for certain tasks when you already open the browser and pages. How to install it? First of all, we go to the official doc. Just search OpenClaw Chrome extension in the Google search. You will find this official site. Scroll down, we can see there is a step-by-step guide. Just copy the first command, paste it into the terminal, run it. After setup, it gives you a folder path. Just remember it. Then in the Chrome, click Extension, Manage Extensions, turn on Developer Mode, click Load Unpacked, and choose the folder path. It will ask for token, and note that this command gives you the ways to generate that token. You just post a video, take a screenshot, give it to AI to read the text if you want, then run the command, get token, copy, paste, and we are connected. So now open any website type. Let's use Reddit as an example because it needs login, it has high value content. Just click the extension icon, switch it to on. When you see on, it is active. Now for any tab that is on, OpenClaw can click, scroll, search, read inside the page, can do anything that a human can do inside a browser. I'm now testing it from another machine inside my daily RAM. I told OpenClaw, go to Reddit, found hot topics and pain points about OpenClaw. You can see it can choose the browser and work. It goes to the OpenClaw subreddit to find hot topics. It searches OpenClaw issues to find pain points, and then it summarizes the answer for me. The result is more detailed for Reddit because it's focused on one platform. And of course, you can do the same thing on other sites too, X, YouTube, and many other websites. Let's summarize. Method 1, web fetch. Fast, cheap, clean, safe. Best for public HTML pages, bad for logging and social media. Method 2, API scale. Last 30 days, so great for trends research across X, Reddit, YouTube. Cost money and cannot click or post. Method 3, OpenClaw managed browser. Best for 24/7 browser automation with a clean safety border. Needs login once, may trigger extra checks. Method 4, relay extension. Most powerful, 100% reuse your real browser, but higher risk. Need manually on and not great for 24/7. Even though today we use search for pain points and hot topics as the example, the truth is methods 3 and 4 can help you do almost any browser jobs. The question is, which part of your daily job you want it to be automated by OpenClaw? So that's all for today's video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.